final weeks leading up to the draft, this is often a time where you hear about how players perform on the infamous Wonderlic test, which is designed to test a player's intelligence. Well, during last week's pre-draft press conference, we had some season ticket holders here to ask questions, and that test definitely caught the attention of one of our PSL holders, and he asked a few questions to Ozzie and Eric about that, as well as a question about the smartest players that they've ever seen.
I think a couple guys really stand out just for me as really being smart football players. Ed Reed, I think, is just probably one of the most instinctive smart players I've ever seen. He comes to mind as being one of those guys that just stands out for me for sure.
Goose. Siragusa.
Ed Reed and Tony Siragusa. That's a pair of great names right there. You know, Ed's name did not really surprise me because he's a future Hall of Famer who always seemed to be a step ahead of quarterbacks. But in terms of Tony Siragusa, you would not necessarily assume that Goose was a crazy intelligent player just because he's such a funny guy who always seemed ready to crack the next joke. But he knew what to do when that whistle sounded, and it says a lot that Ozzie pointed to him as the smartest player he's seen. You know, Ozzie has picked every single player who's ever put on a Ravens jersey, and it's a big compliment to be called out as the smartest player he's had. So props to Ed and props to Goose. And lastly, I want you to know that the schedule release is going to come out soon. I don't know exactly when it will be, but we will let you know the exact date once we know it. But in the meantime, make sure to sign up for our season ticket texting alerts at BaltimoreRavens.com/tickets. So that's it for me on the final drive today. But thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see all of you again tomorrow.